Today we're going to look at what it takes to actually install a MaxxAir fan on this van. I'm Ryan, I'm the man with this van and a plan over at the Outdoors Embrace. So this is the Max Fan Deluxe. You can see, and now you don't. This is it in its up position. It has the fan intake right here. It's also the rain guard, so you can have this on when it's in full rain even. You know, I'm gonna actually take off this sticker once it's up there to kind of, you know, make it a little bit more stealthy and you don't have to like show their logo. This fan that I have, at least, it's over 900 CFM. I don't know exactly how to relate that to others, but I hear this is actually pretty good for what it is. It does run with its lid closed, so you can have a ceiling fan mode without it having to be open. It can run like that, which is very nice if you want to just keep the air inside. It's flush mounted. Basically, you can take this whole entire top off, and this is, you know, will stay flush and everything. There will be a giant hole in the van, but you can perform maintenance on the top part if you really need to, so you can take it off your van, which is nice. There's only 4 screws, 1, 2, and then 2 on the back to actually keep it in place. Excuse me. There's the 10-speed. It comes with the remote, which is over here. I have mine. Mine doesn't have the batteries in it yet, so I can't show you, but this is what it would look like when it's on. This is the 7000. As you can see down here, the 7000K white. This is a 10-speed electric. It has everything I want, which is the controls, thermostat. It does have a thermostat, the rain shield, and the intake and exhaust, so it can go in and out, and the remote. So I'm up on top of my van. So I got this part from the rest of the assembly. This is what we're going to be working with. As you see, it has some like grooves below it to help, you know, the sealant and all that. Okay, so the placement. What we're going to do is use the blue tape and put it around so we know where the hole is actually going to go. One thing you should definitely consider is that you do not place the rib of the van underneath where it's going to go. So as you see, we have the ribs in the van, and those also are over here where the fan is going to go. So what we're going to do is cut these wooden squares. Let's talk about our sealants real quick. To seal all the way around underneath it is use this a Dicor butyl seal tape that goes all the way around, starting at the back. You want the seam at the back so the rainwater doesn't leak under it at the front. And then last thing, you put the lap sealant, self-leveling. This goes around the entire top of this to just seal the rest of it up. It's the these are made for RVs. It's actually called the RV Roofing Experts. It takes some playing around with to get the tape right. I'm using this wooden thing to mark the placement. Here's the finished blue tape. I tried to make it straight. If you, like, I had to pull this up a few times and kept measuring it, like over here. But I put it down and everything. It's right now.
A hole punch right here. I'm just, or a center punch.
If you notice that it's not at the very corner, it's over a little bit because the actual drill we're going to be using is quite big. You see that? So that's why we moved it over a little bit.
Center. Just a nice good smack.
That's all you need. We just made the first hole. We're using this drill bit first, the small one, and then we're gradually increasing to the larger one. Right now it's the smallest one, and that's what it should be to accommodate that to start. So now we're using the jigsaw, and as you see, it can fit directly into the hole. And we're going to cut across to that hole and all the way. Yep. Half done. So down here we have the tarp catching all the dust particles and metal and all that. So I still have the one left. It's the blade right there. And that's just to show you underneath. So I have these 4 blocks that I cut to fill in the van ribs, and what I'm doing is I put a coat of the silicone underneath the block just to kind of keep it in place as a sort of glue or something. It also seals it from underneath, and then I have the silicone around it. So it's just to fill in the gaps for now. This isn't like for any other purpose besides that. I'm keeping it open on this side though, so it can aerate from the inside so it doesn't trap any moisture in. Next, we're gonna go around the edge of the metal that we cut and just like kind of gloss it up with some paint so it doesn't like corrode over time, because now it's like bare metal. So you want to turn your mount upside down now and take the butyl tape and go all the way across. Now, since this is going to be the back and the rain is going to hit the front at highway speeds when it's raining, you want to put the seal, you want to start right here with tape and just go all the way around. So I went all the way around with the butyl tape, as I said, and now it's ready to just place on the top. Remember to place it the correct way. Next, you want to take the drill with the correct drill size bit, and you want to put it down each hole. Put the lap sealant in, and you're going to go around covering up the screws and also like the sides where the crack is all the way around, and you want to do this slowly. That's not too bad. So the last step was just screwing in these holes. There's 2 on the other side too. Mine, like the metal things that were in the inside didn't actually line up completely. I had to raise them up a little bit, and I'm sure these screws actually went into some of the plastic. I don't know if they sent me the wrong size or not, but that's what happened. I mean, it works though. Everything's good now, and I'm sure there's not any damage or anything. You can remove the sticker as well, which I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm out of my parking lot now. Here's some question a lot of people ask. Does the light go through? Yes. And it kind of, I mean, it looks like this light shade in real life too. It's kind of orangish coming through. Yeah, that's how it looks. The fan is now up. It's not as orangish inside anymore. I noticed that once I started putting it up. So there we go, guys. It's the MaxxAir Fan Deluxe. So here's the demonstration as I promised from the beginning. I have the remote in my hand. It currently says it's closed. You know, it gives you the outside and inside temperature. And it just says it's off. So let me turn it on. It's going to turn on to 50%. It's not always the case. It usually turns on to the last setting it was on when you last use it. So let me turn my lights off so I can read the display, see how much amps this is using. So at 50%, it's using 0.8 amps. On full percent, 100, it uses 3.4 amps on full,
and I mean it's a good amount of airflow, you know. I don't know if I would ever have it up this high just for normal use. Put it all the way down to 10%, which is the lowest. You can still feel something, you know, and at least it's moving the air around to get condensation away from, you know, where you don't want it. And now on the lowest it is using 0.2 amps. So I don't see a reason why not to just always keep it at least 50%, because that's not many more amps. That's still below 1 amp. Up at 60% now, it's at 1.2 amps. At 70%, it's using 1.6 amps. At 80%, is using 1.9/2, and then 90%, it is using 2.3. So it goes up dramatically when you put it on 100%. I would just probably keep it on 50 to 60% normal use, you know. Other than that, here's the, like, you can put the cover down. Now it's just a ceiling fan mode. The cover's down and it's still blowing. You can also change the direction. It'll come to a complete stop. It'll take 2 seconds and then it cuts back on and blows the other way. And actually right now it's blowing, what is it? It's blowing in. The light's back on. As you can see right now, it does say ceiling fan mode, so it knows. And then that turns it off. Okay. Thank you guys. That's the demonstration. So as always, thank you for watching my video. I had a lot of fun doing this, and for any more videos, you know, check around on YouTube. I have a lot of my build up on YouTube, and if you're interested in how my build is going, and I will post the finished product, of course, once I'm done. It'll be over at www.outdoorsembrace.com. See you next time, guys. Thank you.